Hi, my name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. Today we're going to do our first part of our three-part series on overcoming self-doubt.
And I'm Timothy Linsdau, video producer and a Christian, here learning about how to avoid self-doubt.
Today's video is going to be the first part of our self-doubt series on tips and tricks on how to overcome self-doubt.
That's right. Please like and comment on the video and subscribe to our channels.
Perfect. Thank you very much for subscribing. So let's get right into it. The very first thing to overcome self-doubt is to really live authentically. And that's where you decide, this is who I'm going to be and this is the way I'm going to do things. These are the things I'm going to care about. Because when you do things that are really authentic in your life and you believe that that's the greatest value you have, you'll actually feel a lot better about yourself, and that starts kicking that self-doubt down, knowing that, hey, I'm doing the right thing for what I need to do. That's a really great key of how to kick off, how to overcome self-doubt.
Okay, once you get going, eliminating that self-doubt, start shipping. In other words, start working on your projects, get it done, and move it out. If you're doubting yourself, if you're doubting your project, you may never do it. It may never be perfect. So you need to start shipping with what you're working with. You need to get it out. I make films. There are times when you doubt them and they sit, get them done, move them out. Nobody's perfect.
No, definitely not. And the third tip here is look your best. I mean, there's nothing more confidence crushing than sitting in your holy t-shirt and your sweats and trying to make sales calls and, oh yeah, buy my $1 million product, and you look like a total schlep. Now, does that mean you should go out, buy the three-piece suit or the blazer and the skirt and the power shoes or whatever? Not necessarily. Maybe that was something that will totally work for you, but looking the part of what you do is utterly key. Like me as a professional adventurer, I have to have the parka, the outdoor gear, the backpack, or anything. My dad, he's got to look like a filmmaker. I mean, he's got to have the look, the shirt, and everything, because when you don't have that look, people say, hey, I don't know, and it starts to come into potentially affect you, but your belief that you look good is really everything to boost your confidence.
That'll lift you up, and this is what I'm starting. My next thing to talk about is balance self-improvement with self-acceptance. Nobody's perfect, but you're working on things every day. And yes, you're self-improving, but you do have to accept yourself. There are ways, there are quirks, there are things about you that you have to deal with. You work on your weaknesses, improve your strengths, and you work forward, accepting yourself as you are, but constantly trying to improve. Improve that self-doubt and move forward. Move forward with what you do.
The fifth tip is stop second-guessing yourself. Isn't it so easy to do that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how many times, well, I'm not sure, maybe this, and then a month passes and wow, I still don't have this project done, I don't have this book out. It's so easy to get wrapped up on questioning yourself. Now, does that mean you shouldn't analyze what you're doing? Absolutely not. You want to make sure to do the best work you can. You don't want to throw junk out just to say, hey, I got it done. However, if you begin the process, you know what the process and the procedure is for what you're trying to execute and create. Roll with it. Don't get halfway down the line and, well, I don't know, because we all suffer that, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So watch out for that second guessing, because it'll completely derail you.
Move forward, but also practice self-compassion. Now, what do we mean by that? When you have compassion for others, you're thinking about them, you're thinking the best for them, you want them to improve. Think about that for yourself. Are you being compassionate for yourself? Improving, learning, understanding that you make mistakes, but you constantly work on them, to work to improve, to help yourself, to help others. That's what you want to do. You want to learn to improve yourself to help others. Move forward with that.
The next tip is work from the outside in. Now that's actually a little bit of a different perspective, and I remember when I first started thinking about that is, what do you mean outside in? So your perspective inside is just what you've got in you and you're just carrying that. When you're starting to think, oh, what other people perceiving me as, that's where you just get derailed. But if you can look at yourself from the outside and do the, if I were my own friend, what advice would I give myself? Man, because people are loaded with advice, huh? Everybody wants to tell you how to do your job. Now, if you have the ability to stand outside yourself and say, self, Aaron, does this actually make sense? Yes. Is it safe? Will I get injured? Will I harm other people? All those other things? Sure. Now, that allows you to analyze what you're doing to see if it makes sense and moves you forward towards your destination. But if you only stay inside of yourself and churn and stew, it'll really eat you alive. So you have to be you outside you, but not necessarily constantly looking for validation from other people. And we'll talk about that in our next 2 videos about, hey, what about this whole validation thing? So thinking about yourself and how you feel from your inside, your feelings are never wrong. I mean, always remember that. Your feelings aren't wrong, but what you do about them and act on them is completely under your control.
Replace have to versus I get to. Now think about that. When you have a project you're working on and it's just wearing you down, I got to get this. Start thinking about I get to do things. That you have freedom and abilities to do things, to get out there and make things happen. Make it a joy. Rejoice that you can do these things, that you're up and around, you have ideas, you can help others, you can help yourself. You get to do these things, enjoy them, make something out of them, make life fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I go running. In fact, I haven't even done my running today. And if you say, oh, I have to go running, wow, that sounds like I have to do my homework. How did we treat that? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you develop this terribly negative attitude about things. So believing the I have to versus I get to, like, hey, I get to go running. I live in a country where I've got enough food and energy and safety and roads and parks and all these things. It's super great. But that leads me into my next point of don't talk about your plans to other people. Now, this goes completely contrary to the standard advice of, hey, find accountability for your projects. Because when you find accountability for your projects and what you're doing in a mastermind group or something like that, it forces you to do your homework, if you will. I mean, it's easy to skip that. But when you tell your plans to other people, the people in your world may very likely tell you, that's a bad idea. Oh, don't do that because you're at risk. You might get hurt. I had that happen in my Antarctic expedition. I told people, and almost everybody in my circle said, ooh, that's a bad idea. You're going to get killed. That's a lot of money. And it really started to emotionally derail me. So be careful about talking about your plans because it could totally wipe you out.
Yeah, make sure that feedback from others is positive and supportive and to your benefit of your effort. It's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, get your facts straight. Be sure it is what you're saying it is. That is important. Because if you lie, you're guessing, you're going to shut people off. Get to the point. Be serious about it. You don't have to guess at these things. Learn what you need to learn. Do what you need to do. And that gets back to some of these other things. You get to do these things. Enjoy them. I was thinking about that part about the homework. When you get older and you've been out of school a long time, and you go like, you know what? If I'd have studied more, I'd have really enjoyed that, and I could be a lot better at what I do now. So think about that. You get to do what you want to do. You got to get to it and get your facts straight.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you very much for watching our 3-part series on overcoming self-defeating thoughts and self-doubt. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and check out that little subscription, and leave us a comment and let us know how we're doing, and also let us know, hey, could you do a video on XYZ? Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that helps us on our channel. And also, please support us on Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Thank you very much for watching.
That's terrific. Now get out there and make it a great day.